The first frame, Wang Xinbo to break.请保持安静。One. Four. Five. Ten. Eleven. Eighteen. 19. 26.
1
Mark Williams, 26.
But that's definitely going to be key for Wang today.
One.
Is competing with Mark in the tactical department, because, you know, not many players can, and when he gets his chance he's got to score, of course, but Mark, as you mentioned, Dave, he's not going to do anything daft. He's going to use his experience. He doesn't want to give him any sort of a chance. This is a big test for him. That's just such a nice shot from Mark Williams there, just playing across the table, dead weight, fully committing to that black, dropped it in, similar to the opening ready play to left middle.
9.
Just plays that shot so confidently, doesn't he? Just floats the balls around. An absolute pleasure to watch when he's in his stride.
Yeah, I think we've had a few technical issues, so if you couldn't hear us earlier, it's Dave Hendon and Stephen Hallworth here.
16.
Day one of the Shanghai Masters, a new season of snooker here on Eurosport and Discovery Plus. And this is a match between Mark Williams, the 3 times world champion, and all the rest, and
17.
Wang Xinbo, who's one of the wildcards from China. It's a 24-player tournament, this. Top 16, top 4 from China on the rankings, outside the 16, and then 4 Chinese wildcards.
$24. $25.
So already Mark Williams off to a flyer in this opening frame. A couple of chances so far, but he just picks them off so well, doesn't he?
32. $33.
Now, nice angle to get into the reds. Not perfectly played.
40.
Yeah, this is the perfect
41.
start, really, for Williams. This black, 2 snookers required. Keeping his opponent cold as well. Of course, he's got all the experience of these conditions. So Wang not getting a lot of table time in this first
48.
frame. I thought it was quite funny. He came out wearing his pass, didn't he? It's almost like he's sort of trying to prove that he should be allowed in, but
49.
he's absolutely got a right to feel that he should be here. It's just he's up against one of the greats here.
Yeah, and a strange cue case selection as well, wasn't it? You don't very often see a material
56.
case like that. Possibly dabbles in the pool as well, but
57.
this is, as you say, a huge test for him today. Mark Williams already early on in this opening frame, he's looking very good indeed. It's always interesting to see the early exchanges, but Mark Williams has hit the
64.
ground running here. A couple of chances, but that was more than
65.
enough for him to take the opening frame.
Yeah, starts the season 9th in the world, so
72.
no concerns about top 16. Two
73.
big hits last season, the British Open and the Tour Championship.
'76. 77.
So outside chance of the century for Mark Williams. Blue to pink key shot, obviously, that pink towards the left side of the
84.
table, but made a little bit easier due to the fact Mark is a left-hander.
'86.
And he'll want to clear the table as well. Just lay down a marker for his opponent. If he didn't already know that he's in a
89.
huge match, this is a great way to start. Keep your opponent cold.
'93. '98.
So not a century, but a fine start for Mark Williams.
At the front. Mark Williams to break.
And of course there are two older ones as well, we will see in due course. But Mark Williams is here as a member of the top 16. Just to reiterate, there's 24 players in the tournament. The top 8 are seeded into the last 16. So that's where we'll see the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan and Mark Allen and Judd Trump and of course the new world champion, Karen Wilson.
It's important for Wang here to just try and buy himself a few shots in this second frame. Doesn't want to let Mark Williams in too easily. Doesn't want to gift him any half chances. You know, obviously he's an aggressive player and he likes to go for his shots, but there's got to be value. Mark Williams is happy to just keep chipping away all day. The longer it goes on, the more difficult it will become for Wang. And again, early in this second frame, Mark with hand on table. You'd expect him to get close to this.
1.
So superb opening red for Mark Williams. And back nicely in.
'7. 8.
Well, that's a fantastic shot from Mark Williams. He had to manufacture an angle there. He didn't have much on the black.
15.
Played the cannon to perfection to give him a chance to keep this break going.
16.
Possibly got one more loose red to the left of the pack just attached. Before then he'll have to look at getting into that pack of reds. There you see that red just at the bottom there passes to this right corner. So in potting this red, it's important he leaves himself an angle on his next colour.
23. 24.
And again, so well played. Delicate little cannon. Little holding
31.
cannon just to leave himself on this red at the back of the pack.
32. 39.
And this is the difference, isn't it? You know, the long red that Wang decided to take on. There's
Four.
no harm in taking it on, but in missing it by the way he did, left Williams this early chance, and now he's quickly 40 points behind and bang under pressure.
Yeah, he didn't have much angle there. Just wanted to land on one red, and it's not happened.
14-6.
So back to the long grass. Keeping the pressure on.
46.
I think as well, more than anything for Wang today, it's a test of his temperament to see what he's like out there in the arena under the lights against the best players in the world. How's his composure? You know, because on the practice table he probably knocks in centres day in, day out. But this is a different kettle of fish now, out in the arena, on the main table. You know, just such a big event to be involved in as well. You can't always knock those balls in that you probably do 9 times out of 10 on the practice table, and he's got to just be aware of that, try and stay present out there. Got to keep himself in this match for sure. And with shots like that, won't do him any favours. That's a big misjudgment.
4.
Not just the distance he's missed the reds by, but he's left the red at the back of the pack as well.
One. Eight. Nine.
He's just completely in control at the moment. Wang is yet to pot a ball.
Eleven.
Look at how he just played that shot. He just dropped down on it, didn't give it any second thought, just completely committed to the red, just floated it in as if it was over the pocket. He overran the yellow position for the red, but he made that look so simple. The control as well to play the cannon on the pink.
Well, he still needs a red in here. 68 in front, 75 on.
18. Mark Williams, 18.
Yeah, so he never went far enough for that red at the back of the pack, just underscrewed the pink to middle. But again, look at the shot selection there from Mark Williams, choosing to try and chip a red towards the side rail, push the black safe as well.
Well, that's his first pot of the day.
1.
But yeah, this black obviously more difficult now than it could have been.
You'd have probably liked a bit more angle than this on it. He's going to have to play this at pace to get out for the red to probably left middle. Oh, he's played it nicely. He's struck that well. At least he's got a shot at this red to middle now. So, black back on its spot. It's a half chance. Okay, the reds are a little bit awkward for now, but at least he's got the chance just to string a few shots together, get his arm going.
9.
So he's got an angle on the pink here. Just wonder if he's straight enough to just run this through and play a little cannon to the two reds, because he needs to move them somehow. Need to play this quite slowly. Yeah, he's done well. Now is he on the red? I don't think he can get through to the one next to the black. He's got a chance at one to middle, but it's a lot tougher than he would have liked.
15. Wang Xinbo, 15.
Well, that would have been frame over had that gone in.
Yeah, got very close to the pot, didn't he? Just the pace keeping that out. Those middles can be quite unforgiving at times. But again, look at where he's left the cue ball. Wang has got not many options to go at here. The safest place is pretty much where the cue ball currently is. Now, how does he get back there? Possibly play the red on the left side of the table, but on the right side of the table, sorry. Get the cue ball back up and down, but it's risky. And even if he just tries to drop it up towards the green pocket, he's going to be leaving reds for mark, so he's in a lot of trouble here.
Because we came back to China last year after the enforced break for the pandemic. And this event was actually a bit later, it was in September. But it was the first event back.
Yeah, nice shot from Wang, deciding to play the side to side there. Brown was a big target. It was all about pace. He judged it to perfection. Now Mark has pushed this red dangerously close to this left corner. Is it going to stick to the cushion? Well, it's gone a little bit awkward. They're not easy, these, from this sort of distance. Been a little bit fortunate there, Mark, to not leave this red hanging any harder, and it would have been a sitter for Wang. Oh, very nice pot. And the cannon to the black is perfect. He's got a little bit of angle on this black as well. He can punch over towards those two reds that are close together. Play that red so confidently.
Yeah, and he had to think about it, didn't he? He didn't just sort of get down and play it. He weighed it all up.
He's got into the red, but wanted to try and push them both into the open play there. And he is on the red, but still got one safe. At least he's at the table, though.
Yeah, I mean, earlier on, Williams just needed to get on a red, didn't he? And it would have been 2-0. And then he had a go at a red to middle, which stayed out. Again, that was frame ball.
Well, in fact, he wasn't on the red. He landed almost touching ball. He was quite unlucky there, but the cannon he played from the black wasn't the correct one. Wanted to try and catch the two reds at the same time, push them both into play, so be a little bit disappointed with that one. But this frame's still very much live. Only the one safe red at the moment. Well, that's a big, big misjudgment from Wang there. He felt the cue ball was travelling in behind the brown. Completely misjudged the angle, and it's going to be very costly.
Yeah, he was looking good for a long time in that frame, but one mistake, of course, when you're trailing like that, you just cannot afford to make a mistake like the one he has done. So Mark Williams delighted. He seemed to come to the table very quickly, actually, when he saw the chance. And it's going to be 2-0 to the Welshman.
9. Sixteen.
Reminded that Judd Trump is waiting in the last 16 for the winner of this match. Here Williams played an extraordinary World Championship semi-final 2 years ago that went the distance, 17-16.
All
the players have had a nice break, but now it's back to work. It's going to be a very busy season, particularly obviously for top players. So Wang was competitive in the end in that frame, but one mistake left Williams the chance he needed. And of course he didn't have much to do. He leads.
Xinbo to break.
Well, can Wang Xinbo maybe get in first in a frame and build up a head of steam. But at the moment, Mark Williams just feels like he's in control.
Yeah, it's the errors that he's got to cut out, isn't it, Wang? You can't afford at any level, you know, even particularly at the pro level, but against someone like Mark Williams, you just cannot afford to make those mistakes that he just made towards the end of that last frame. It was a safety shot that he was under no pressure with, really. He could have done anything he liked with the cue ball. Just a big misjudgment, and it cost him. And he'll be feeling the pressure now. If he didn't already know, he knows now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's had all sorts of advice, go and enjoy it and all the rest of it, but you tend to enjoy it more when you're winning. And he'll come in and, you know, it's a test, obviously, to play an established champion, and they'll want to put up a good showing.
Yeah, it's really tough, isn't it? You know, you often get your friends and family say, you know, just go out and enjoy it. You're playing one of the best players in the world. What's the worst that can happen? Just use it as good experience. But you're a player, you know, you're competitive. You want to win. That's what you want to do. And it's never nice when you're out there in the arena and it's just not quite going your way. It's quite easy to get stressed, let your emotions get the better of you. And that's, you know, what the experience counts for, I suppose. Someone like Mark Williams has been there, done that. He's got all the T-shirts there are to offer in this game. These are moments that, you know, Wang does have to just pick up on. Notice how Mark Williams is going about his business out there in the arena. What I love about Mark as well and his approach to a game like this, playing a wild card, is that he won't gift any opportunities. He'll make Wang work for it. If Wang is to win a frame, it'll be off his own back. It'll be from his own doing. And that's a very nice start. Wow, how well has he hit that? Look at the action he's got on the cue ball there.
One.
He's had a nice flick on the brown as well and deserved it. Look at the strike here, absolutely perfect. So much work on the cue ball. That will make him feel good for sure. So quite a bit of congestion actually down this end of the table, the business end, around the black spot. Red directly to the right is well and truly in the way of the black.
Fine. 长架吗？对。
Well, big area there for him to send his cue ball around the angles, and he's landed pretty much in the one place that it's quite awkward. The blue's not really available to him now. It's going to have to be green round the angles.
Yeah, I mean, he is in first, but it's just all awkward. It's black covered, pink not great, and he's not finished good here either.
Yeah, and this is a moment where he probably just has to take his medicine. He's really awkward cueing. He's just got to try and play a good safety shot here. He was probably desperate to keep that break going, but there was just no value. So quite a big target over in that corner behind the green. But does he risk playing an aggressive safety shot here in widening the cue ball around the angles? He'll be opening reds. Well, has he found a plan? He did come round and have a little look at the pack of reds, so I presume he's gone for that.
Xinbo, 1.
That shot right there, I think, tells us exactly how he's feeling. In practice, he probably clips that brown in the corner pocket, comes 2 cushions into the pack of reds, tries to bring the black into play, shows against it, and it's worked to his favour. Mark's left the red now. Has he got the angle to run through and flick the red away from the black here?
One.
Looking for one more good shot. This black is a bit of a cutback. It's quite close to it. Just got to pick his line, commit to it. A few reds in open play now. This is a key shot. He's overcut it. Tricky little ones then when you're cutting them back.
Xinbo, 1.
Well, a bit of murmuring there as Williams fails to take advantage.
Yeah, it was a chance missed, wasn't it, from Mark Williams? Fully expected him to clip that red in. So Wang straight back to the table with a chance at this long red. Yeah, and he slotted that one home, but he's let his cue ball run.
1.
Again, another shot that shows us how he's feeling. In practice, he probably plays that with a lot less pace. Tries to hold up north of the baulk line. It was a good pot on the red, but I think it's only going to come to 1.
Xinbo, 1.
The ideas have been there for his safety shots, but the execution has been poor. A couple of shots he's played in this match so far have been really below par for Wang. He'll be disappointed because he just allowed Mark Williams to gain an advantage there. Wang obviously wanted the cue ball over in behind the green, completely underhit the shot, and now finds himself in a spot of bother because Mark has played a good shot. He's opened the reds, big target in behind yellow and brown. And that's the difference, isn't it? Someone like Mark, he'll almost smell blood out there in the arena. He'll know that the inexperience of this player, and he'll just be trying to keep his foot on him for as long as possible.
Yeah, I think the thing with Mark Williams, he still loves competing. He doesn't necessarily love practicing And I'm sure there's elements of the tour, the travelling as well, which isn't always to his liking. But when he gets out there, he loves to sink his teeth into a match. And he's got his teeth into this one now. It just feels like he's in control of the exchanges.
And again, another shot he's just played with so much confidence, was leaving everything. Had that red not have gone in, but it did go in. And now black straight back on the spot. And from that safety shot a few moments ago, he'd pretty much done the hard work for himself there, Mark Williams. Opened the reds up nicely, and this is a glorious opportunity now. The trouble is for Wang as well, it's, you know, you see it on the tour, long gone are the days of grinding out matches and frames. You know, when you're playing these sorts of players, you have to score. It's as simple as that. When you get in and you get your chance, you have to score heavy. The best players in the world, they do that. If Wang's going to play any part in this match today, he's got to find his scoring boots, and he's got to find them quick.
17.
Yeah, Mark Williams made 98 in the first frame. Well, he's just lost his way a bit here. Oh, well, that's just classic Williams. It really is. Floats the red in. He potted so many of those when he won that third world title back in 2018. Just great touch.
Yeah, it's just so good because it's so tough to play that shot like that. You know, as a player, anyone knows, just dropping them in across the table like that, it's not a nice way to play them, but he just completely backs himself with that
31.
style of shot. And from being out of position, he's back perfect again.
32.
And I'm sure this is a trophy that Mark Williams wants to add to his trophy cabinet. You know, he's not one that he's yet managed to win. It's just another box to tick, isn't it, for him?
Well, he's going to turn 50 later this season. I don't know if you'd have told him when he turned pro at 17 that at the age of 50 he'd still be very much a top player. I don't think he would have believed you. And it's the same with O'Sullivan and Higgins. Ray Reardon's record, this is not a ranking event, but Ray Reardon's record, he won a ranking event at 50, he's the oldest winner. That is seriously under threat in the next couple of years.
Yeah, they're just so good, aren't they? It's as simple as that. They are really unbelievable. The longevity these guys have. They're still playing at the top of the game,
46.
if not better than ever. It's an absolute privilege to still have them playing like this. Oh, he's up quick, Mark. He's missed the black.
Mark Williams, 46.
Well, he was up very quick there. It did look high to me. I think he feels it's turned a little bit.
Well, let's see how significant that will be. The frame was basically done, and you don't often see Williams react, but he was pretty furious there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The black, from the overhead shot we just received there, the black always looked high to me. I don't know if Mark felt the cue ball perhaps deviated before it made contact with the black. I'm not sure. Either way, he's missed it. And it is a chance for Wang. Now, he's not hit that too well, but it could be a blessing in disguise because he's quite low on this red. And in potting it, he could promote the safe red. Looks a natural angle. Yeah, He's tried it, but he's missed the red. Now, what's the damage?
Wang Xinbo, 8.
Well, that is a big missed opportunity for Wang. It looked an absolute natural angle for that cue ball to go over and flick that red off the side rail. I think he's put too much emphasis on the cannon to the red there, rather than focusing on the pot and just letting the cue ball do the work for you.
Well, Mark Williams will need the last red.
It's not straightforward, is it? It's quite thin. Tricky little shots these down the rail.
3.
He'll probably play this in such a way that the cue ball will be heading back towards Bork, so that should he miss it, he may have a chance of it catching the knuckles and running safe. Yeah, so much so he decided against it. And again there, using his experience, just weighing up the value of that shot. Although he's not played the best safety shot. Felt it was too risky. There wasn't really anything safe that, had he have missed the red, it'd have probably left him for Wang. So on we go.
Oh dear. Could not have finished worse for the young man. So it's going to be 3-0, but it's not been a completely one-sided match. He has had chances. Just too many shots like that, really. Just handing Williams the opening he needs.
Yeah, he's been a little bit unlucky, to be fair. He had to go for that red.
5.
You could never account for the cannons that he was going to receive after missing it. And for the red to find
7.
the gap beneath the cue ball along the baulk rail and leave a sitter for Mark is quite unlucky.
Mark
Well,
Williams,
Williams is doing what he does, which is just enough in these frames. Well, yeah, he obviously thought he did deviate earlier, but anyway, that's all in the past because he's won the frame and he's halfway towards a meeting with judge.
Was outrageous, wasn't it?
So Mark Williams breaking off here in frame 4. He leads 3-0. This is the last frame before the interval. As I say, it's one-sided in terms of the scoreline, but Wang has had some chances. She's yet to really put anything substantial together. Needs to obviously do that soon.
Yeah, you know, only 16 years of age. This is a big moment for him, a big day for him. We've mentioned he's played in a couple of World Snooker Tour events so far. He's had some big scalps. Beat Matthew Selt, Ben Wollaston last season in 2 of the China events as a wild card. So he can obviously play the game. But being out there under the lights, it's a completely different game, I can assure you. The whole occasion, you know, the rigging, the lighting, the sounds, the crowd, everything around you plays a part into how you perform out there. And it's been a difficult morning so far, shall we say, for Wang. Struggled to really get anything going. Not very often you see that at his cue there. Just got a little view of it. There was a signature on the side of his cue. I wonder if it was Mark's.
Well, speaking of cues, Sean Murphy took a day to get his, didn't it, through the airport. Thankfully, he's been reunited. It's always the thing when players go to places like China, that anxious wait for the cues to appear.
Yeah, you're not bothered if your case of clothes doesn't turn up. As long as your cue gets there, that's all that matters. Twitchy moments at the airport for sure. So the safety shot from Wang. It was a tough one, bridging over the green. He's pushed a red on to left corner for Mark. This is the sort of shot that he usually knocks in. Quite surprised to see Mark miss that hand on table. Yeah, that's a big let-off actually, because that really was a shot that Mark Williams should be knocking in.
One.
So just needs to trickle this black along the cushion. Doesn't want to play this with too much pace. Try and find the gap between the black on its spot and the pack of reds. Well, chose to play a little cannon and he's played it well. Confidently played. They're never easy, them down the rail. Made fractionally easier
8.
on the first couple of days of play. The new cloths. That type of shot is more inviting.
Nine.
It's just a bit stop-start, isn't it, for Wang at the minute? He seems to play one or two good shots and then a couple of shots later finds himself in a position where he's just having to play another recovery shot.
Yeah, he's quite a considered player, isn't he, for a youngster? You know, he's not rushing around the table here by any means. But as you say, it's not all been straightforward. According to the scoring system, his average shot time is 36 seconds. Whereas
16.
Williams is down at 16. Obviously, he's not made any breaks yet.
Yeah, that's it. When you're scoring, your shot time
17.
naturally comes down, doesn't it? But just getting in it just seems hard work at the minute for Wang. He's really sort of battling to find his cue ball and find his way out there in the arena. It's really important that he tries to find that nice rhythm out there. Just get into a bit of a flow of things, let things just flow.
24.
It's very easy to overthink out there in the arena. Nicely played. That was an aggressive shot. He's got a shot at the black here. So the reason he doesn't like the black is that red closest to the cue ball is just hampering him slightly as a left-hander. So choosing to play the pink round the angles into the middle.
Wang Xinbo,
Yeah,
25.
it just felt like it was going to come to an end soon, that break, didn't it? Just slowly started to run out of position there. Oh, disaster. He's left the plant in the middle of the pack, and Mark Williams straight away taking the chance to play the aggressive shot.
Yeah, one shot has brought everything into the open here.
3.
It's 2-2 between Tom Ford and C.J. Wee. Ford's come back well there. He was 2-0 down. Didn't make much
4.
in the first couple, but has hit back well. Bit of noise. I think it's people leaving the arena from the other table, but it's a good problem to have. I mentioned earlier the lockdown events where there was no audience at all.
Yeah, it seems a distant memory, doesn't it? That season we spent in Milton Keynes competing in all the events. What a strange time that was. It's incredible now to be back out in the arenas, playing in front of these crowds, you know, in these big events. It's what the game's all about, isn't it? Become global, travelling the world.
Well, it was quite an inventive shot he played. He just didn't quite get the cannon he was looking for.
Yeah, and it was a shot that he didn't have to play, that Mark Williams. Possibly just took a chance. Chance too far there. Obviously trying to play the big shot to open things up and make it a frame-winning chance.
So Wang didn't lose the frame from the plant, but he still, you kind of feel he's just holding on at the minute. He could, though, get in and get his first frame. He's got something to build on at the interval.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, to be fair. He is just holding on. He's probably got a couple of fingers just holding on at the minute, because Mark Williams is just slowly starting to turn the screw. This frame is massive. If Wang can win this and go into the interval at 3-1, he's still got a chance at 4-0. I think he's out. It's very, very tough to come back from a 4-0 deficit against anyone. Never mind one of the greats of our game. Well, he's had a result there. The cue ball cannoning back to the balk area. Sometimes you just need that little bit of run as well out there against the best players. You got to take it while you get it. I know exactly the emotions and the feelings that he must be going through. Wang, one of my first games in a Triple Crown event was in the UK Championship. The first year I turned professional back in 2014, I played Mark Williams at the Barbican, and it was just a momentous occasion, or it felt that way until I was out there in the arena just watching Mark clear up.
Yeah, it's a big step up, obviously, from the amateur game, the junior game here in China, although they have a lot of tournaments, so you know, you used to play in tournament snooker. I remember Ken Doherty saying when he first qualified for the Crucible, he played Steve Davis. Of course, he'd grown up watching, and he said he was 4-0 down at the interval. He said, I realised I spent all 4 frames just watching Steve. And I had to sort of snap out of that and play the actual game.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? That's all part and parcel of, you know, becoming a professional snooker player. At the end of the day, you're going to come up against these types of players, the people you've grown up watching and admiring. But now they're here to try and beat you, and it's your job to try and beat them, of course. So you've got to try and stand up to that, be brave.
Well, Mark Williams keeps going for long reds. He's not getting them, though. So maybe some sort of chance here.
Yeah, the black is available to right corner. He can play on it now. Ideally wants that back on its spot as quickly as possible. But the reds are nicely spread, aren't they?
1. Eight. 9.
Well, can he just keep things simple here, not overcomplicate it, and get his first frame?
Yeah, this is his chance to steady the ship. There's enough reds in open play here for Wang. He's just got to stay in control of himself. They're not going in clean, are they? Just keeps asking himself a question, which is the last thing he wants to do out there, under pressure. Wants to try and keep it as straightforward as possible.
Yes, it feels like every shot is sort of an event right now. He's not in a great flow.
Yeah, that's a nice recovery shot, because you're right. That's again a good way of putting it, because he's not sort of filling me with any confidence. So I can only imagine what he must be feeling. He's very indecisive over his shot selections, a little bit pedestrian out there, just sort of getting in the way of himself, I think, at the moment.
24.
But he's still at the table, and he's still got the chance to take this frame before the mid-session interval, and it's a very big frame now.
25.
Yeah, because when Williams got him in that plant, he split everything. He looked a good thing to make it 4-0. He's tried to get in a couple of times since without any success. So 48 in front.
Sorry.
Not much more to do here. A couple more pots. Just be careful of that bow tie.
Yeah, and switching hands as well to right-handed for this shot. Yeah, nicely done. Well played.
31.
Yes, so this should be the ball that wins him his first frame, and he'll have something to build on as they go off to the mid-session interval. It's very hard playing Mark Williams, whoever you are, whether you're 16-year-old wildcard or whether you're on the tour. He's a formidable
36.
opponent, but Wang at least has won this frame now. Just make sure of this red to stop any playing on for snookers.
36.
Yeah, and at any level as well, you need a little bit of help from your opponent, particularly in moments like this where it's a new occasion for him. You know, he's going to need some help from Mark Williams, and this frame he's certainly had that. A couple of long reds from Mark have gone astray, and Wang has just been able to pick them off. Okay, it's not been a clear-cut run to the line in this frame, but he has won the frame. and that's all that matters.
42. 43.
Whatever happens today, there'll be plenty to build on, of course, going forward. He's had a taste of the big time here. May well get into a few of the ranking events as well as a wild card, so be rubbing shoulders potentially with some of the other tour players in the months to come.
Xinbo, 48.
But it is Mark Williams who is in control of the match at 3-1. Dominated the first. Well, you can see that they are resuming on table 2. Wang Xinbo having won the 4th frame,
2-1.
but trailing 3-1 against Mark Williams. This is the match we've been following. One thing about Williams, I mean, he did miss a couple of long reds in that last frame. He won't have been spending the interval sort of beating himself up about it. Far from it. Carry on in the same way in the second half of the match. But at least Wang, in the end, did make the most of that chance when it came along.
Yeah, I think possibly that frame just before the interval, the intensity just sort of left Mark Williams momentarily. Some of the long reds he went for, which we'd fully expect him to knock in, he missed them, which, you know, is unlike Mark, and possibly due to that just lack of intensity. But the fact that Wang did punish him in the end should hopefully just kick Mark into gear once again. You know, there's only a 2-frame difference in this match now. It could have been 4. You know, we always say how big every frame is, but this one in particular now for Wang, if he can win this and get himself back to 3-2, it not only puts Mark under a little bit of pressure, but it just gives him that little bit of confidence as well, that little bit of belief.
Nothing potted yet in frame 5. Mark Williams and Wang Xinbo back after the interval. Williams leading 3-1. It was 3-0. Wang won the 4th frame. Best of 11. Just caught that red. Wow, that was thin.
I tell you what, he's so good at that type of shot, Mark Williams. We saw him play a few like that at Championship League at the few weeks ago over in Leicester, and you know, he was moaning about his eyes at one point. There's absolutely nothing wrong with his eyes. He can find the paintwork of the ball. Oh, and another really well struck long red.
Wow.
They're the type of shots that give you that little bit of confidence. And that's exactly what he's looking for out there at the minute. He's looking for a little bit of inspiration, try and just kick-start something into action.
Yeah, that feels like his best shot of the day. Worth seeing again.
The first few shots of this break are key now. He's got to just try and get hold of his cue ball.
3.
Just assess the table, try and figure out the reds which could do with removing as soon as possible. The reds right of the black spot are the obvious ones, as that will open the black into a bit more of an area. Again, just got to buy his way into this break now, play a few good positional shots, find a bit of rhythm again.
4. Ten.
So that little cannon to the red just frees the pink up into this right corner as well. So he's slowly chipping away at this table, just pushing things into play. Still a bit of work to be done though. The red nearest to the right corner pocket would be a good idea to remove that soon. That will open the black spot into one pocket at least.
His highest break today, 48. That was in the last frame.
17.
Love to increase that here. Got him with such a good red. Just wants to make Williams think about things and understand that he's going to have to win this match. Won't be handed to him.
18.
Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? Because it's not very often a player of Mark's calibre will just gift away chances. And on the rare occasions that maybe he does make the odd mistake, it's important that Wang capitalises on them. Of course, we saw quite the opposite at the start of this break. Quite simply a sublime long red he knocked in, screwed back for baulk colour. That was what got him this chance. Now, can he get through the gap of reds to the red to left corner? I'm not sure he can. So the cannon has gone wrong. Yeah, not quite. So the break comes to an end. 23 points to the good. He'll be disappointed that he didn't score more from that visit.
Wang Xinbo, 23.
It was the shot on the red to blue. He went too far. Left himself much more of an angle than he would have liked. Felt he had to play the cannon there.
Yeah, it looked his most promising opening so far, but just sort of petered out a bit. So this time Williams doesn't get the thin edge.
One.
So yellow to middle, down the table. Again, give everything to the pot here. The natural angle is floating this white down the business end. Don't take your eye off the pot. Yeah, good shot. Now he needs a bit of luck because it looks like he's getting the wrong cannon. Well, he's got a shot at this red down the rail.
3.
but it's not a shot he wanted to be taking on. Well, he's looking at the red just beneath the black. He feels like he can get through to it. It's very tight. You can see him having a good look. Natural angle for the cue ball to possibly run out for blue if he takes it.
Wang Xinbo, 3.
Well, he's not left Williams in, but that's 2 chances now he's had in the frame, and he's only 30 in front. It's 3-2 to Si Jiahui against Tom Ford, so it was 2-0 to Si. It went 2 each, but he's won the first after the interval. The winner there plays Luca Brissell, who was runner-up to O'Sullivan last year.
Just get the feeling that unless Wang gets a chance where they really are sitters and there's not really a lot of work to do with the cue ball, not a lot of problem solving, that he might, you know, score heavy. But that we just saw from that last visit, when there's little problems to solve, little cannons to play, you know, you can see him really sort of thinking hard, and the clogs are turning out there in the arena, him trying to figure out how to unlock the frame. He's come unstuck a few times, and that's why it's taken a couple of opportunities to sort of score a few points. But against someone like Mark, against anyone on the tour really, you've got to make those opportunities count, regardless of how difficult they are when you come to the table. So the route back to balk down the right side is pretty dangerous. He's got to catch the reds very thin to avoid the 2 reds on the right side. And there's not really much option down the left side either, so Mark's found a good area for his cue ball there. And as well, these are key moments, aren't they, with the tactical exchanges, because Mark will put Wang in situations and places on the table that he's not necessarily encountered before. He's very streetwise, Mark Williams. He certainly knows his way around a snooker table. He knows how to get you in a lot of trouble. And I suppose the big question is, can Wang provide the answers?
Yeah, when Mark Williams, of course, in South Wales, which is a hotbed anyway for snooker, when he was growing up, he played adults. He didn't sort of play other kids every day. He played adults, and they didn't treat him with kid gloves. So he learned kind of the hard way, but also he learned the all-round game from a young age.
I think that's where the game in general, particularly at grassroots, has developed and come on so much over the years. You know, I remember growing up and you know, playing in the clubs against all the older boys in the leagues and stuff, and that is really where you sort of learn how to play proper snooker. You know, all the sort of antics and everything that goes with it. As a youngster, you have to deal with that. But nowadays, there's a lot of academies about, you know, the conditions are top class, and it's almost like you haven't sort of earned that apprenticeship, if you like, and you've not sort of come through the ranks. You're just playing top class snooker all the time. And as you say, Mark is a different challenge for him, because Mark's been there, he's done that, and he's seen it all, and he knows the game inside out. He knows how to tie you up and put you in positions that, you know, the kids down at the academies, they don't know how to put you into them positions. And as I say, they're the answers that he's going to have to find today.
Yeah, it's ringcraft, isn't it? I think that Williams has in abundance, and also a lot of patience. As I said earlier, he won't mind if the frame's scrappy. He'll just dig in and try and get it won.
Well, it's a pretty good return from where he was. Always a difficult shot, that, when the object ball is so close to the cushion. Now, Mark just came around, had a little look at these two reds closest together. If they're close to a plant, and there was. So he's found one there, Mark Williams. Knew exactly what he was doing there, catching the red thin enough that he was always heading back towards Bork. Okay, he's had the cannon to the blue, but he's found a nice plant.
Three. Mark Williams, 3.
So just looking at this plant, the reds are quite far apart, but he's right behind it, which makes it a little bit easier. Well, he didn't really fancy it, did he? The way he played that cue ball screwing back, he could have just stunned for the black or the pink. Obviously didn't fancy it.
One.
Talk about young players, of course, Jackson Page is a bit of a protege of Mark Williams. He was just in the Championship League final, and Liam Davis as well, who just turned pro from Tradiga.
6.
Oh, that's a bad strike from Mark. He didn't hit that well at all. Potted the red thick, which meant the cue ball never really had chance of going anywhere. Good job he's got the blue hanging over the corner bag, but there's a chance to sort of open the black up and get on the two reds, and now he's got to play another recovery shot.
Yeah, he's on top in the match, but it's true that he started to miss a few or just make a few errors that maybe weren't there in the early frames. But this is where experience, of course, can really help you. He's finished a bit straight on this blue. Sort of battling to keep this going.
Yeah, the blue's not really a lot of value to him either if he's dead straight. I don't even think he can try and manipulate the angle on it to try and create some. The brown round the angles is the obvious choice, but much more difficult pot. Made even more difficult the fact Mark's a left-hander. Oh, he's a tall old boy, and it's going to be the brown round two. 3 cushions into an area for the reds into the left corner. The line looks pretty good. Oh, he's been so unfortunate. He may have a red past the yellow.
16.
He's been unfortunate there, Mark. The 2 reds clamped together, causing the cue ball to stick. Yeah, nicely done.
Well, it's turned into a real adventure, this break, and he's keeping it going.
Yeah, he's taken the scenic route, hasn't he, with this one? But he's still at the table. And slowly but surely chipping away at this frame, and he was looking for one good positional shot, and I think that was it, because he's perfect on this red now.
21.
He can play on the black, try and keep his cue ball close down this end of the table.
Worth saying as well, in that Championship League, he made 5 centuries. Now, the matches are very short. He played 9, basically 4-frame matches. 5 centuries is a lot in that format. So, you know, he's hit the ground running this season.
$29.
Yeah, for someone that never practices, sorry, it's pretty good going, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he does practice, but nowhere near as much as he used to, but he feels he does enough. It must be a nice position to be in when you've done everything in the sport. Then you can sort of just pick and choose how you go about things. But when, as I said earlier, when he gets out there, he wants to win as much as anybody. Well, he's really kept this going well. Yeah, I mentioned earlier that break against Tom Ford at the Tour Championship. I mean, that was...
37.
The Higgins clearance against Allen was wonderful. But the Williams break, just the
38.
difficulty of it. And again, it was a decider. It was 9 each. Absolutely sensational.
Yeah, he just finds a way, doesn't he, just to keep breaks going and win frames from absolutely nowhere. That break against Tom just stands out alone for me. That was the break of the season by a long way. Absolutely ridiculous, really. And that's what these guys can do. They can just turn it on. The magic is there. And, you know, one shot can provide a little bit of inspiration, and all of a sudden they can clear up pretty easily. And this has been a good break from Mark. 26 points to the good now. He needs this red and one more colour.
Not to be.
Mark Williams, 53.
So big moments now for Wang. Got this red, it's very thin to this left corner, but it will cut. Nothing is safe. Yeah, nice pot. Now, how's his cue ball?
1.
Well, he's been a little bit unfortunate with where the blues come to rest. I mean, he's on the pink. but if he's not running close to the yellow, he's running away from it, and that blue is now covering the yellow. Oh, that could have landed anywhere, and it's landed really awkward. If he pots the pink to middle, he's coming down the table, and I don't think he can get far enough over to the right side to make the yellow any easier. Decision time. If he can pot the pink and get the cue ball towards that right side, he's going to be faced with a very tough yellow. The fact the cue ball come to lay on the side cushion as well really limits what he can do with this shot. He can only really drop it in. Well, it's a good effort, but he's not nice on this yellow.
7. Xinbo 7.
Feels like a big moment in the match here. 4-1 or 3-2.
Far miss.
Got a bit closer to that than I thought it might actually, but not quite far enough.
Yeah, I was going to just say that the conditions look really good, to be fair. Some of the shots that the guys have played, you can see how the cue ball's moving out there. The table looks to be running really quickly as well. You know, often the events out in China, the humidity's very high, the table and conditions can play quite heavy. Doesn't look to be the case so far this morning. You know, obviously as the day goes on through to the evening session, conditions can change, of course.
Xinbo 4.
So a little standoff here, as I say, a key moment in this whole match. Williams was looking good. He missed that red, the last red with the rest. Just needed a colour off it.
It's moments like these where Wang is going to be really tested. These little tactical exchanges against one of the game's greats. So far, so good. Mark's got to hit this yellow and get it safe. Well, I think he'll take that. No, I just wonder if Mark will be tempted by this yellow. Dead weight side to side. He has gone for it. Oh, he's got very close, but not close enough. It's held in the jaws now. Can Wang get through the gap between the green and brown to see this yellow? Mark weighed up the value of that shot, felt there was value in taking it on at that pace. The green and brown were big balls to cover behind, and he was always going to be on the green to the corner pocket. So he can't get through. It's going to be a little swerve. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, goodness me, what a mistake.
Far miss. Mark Williams 4.
So what looked to be very key moments in this frame. It's Mark Williams who has ultimately come up with the answers.
This is the shot now, getting on this green. Which he's not done.
Oh, they're horrible little shots them, aren't they, when you're just trying to drag them in and control the pace and the line of the cue ball. Oh, dear me.
What an eventful passage of play. We said it was significant. Williams seemed to have all the advantage there, but it's turned again. Can he drop this green in and set up the chance to close to 3-2?
Oh, it always looked a little bit wide, didn't it? We was right down the line of that shot. And these middle pockets, the jaws can be so sharp. An acute angle, you've got to be absolutely spot on, but he was right behind that, and that one will really hurt.
Yeah, he'll be devastated here because he's had the chances in this frame, but Mark Williams needs the brown for a 4-1 lead. Just checking the scores, it'll put him 20 in front with 18 on. It feels like a closer match than 4-1, but that's the scoreline.
Oh, I'd be mightily relieved, won't he, Mark Williams? It looked for all the world there it was going to be 3-2, and then it's game on, but a 4-1, it's a big uphill battle now.
Yeah, it's a test of composure as well after, as I say, having the chances.
Mark Williams
Okay, missed the yellow swerving, but then he had the green to the middle, which he also missed. So Mark Williams relieved, as you say. A 5-2, in it goes.
Wow.
She just nudged the blue there on the break-off, but all is well. He's abandoned the old rolling into the back of them, hasn't he, which I don't think anyone's too disappointed about.
Yeah, I can't say I'm gutted about him not playing that shot. It's, yeah, not for me.
I think he did do it for the reasons he explained, not leaving a long red on, but then when he realised it had caused absolute carnage, of course, he just carried on doing it. Because that's what he enjoys.
Yeah, I think it was the fact that no one liked it that he carried on doing it. He probably hated doing it himself, didn't he? Either way, these are big moments now for Wang. If he's got any hopes of winning this match, he's going to have to produce something special because, as we've said, he's had a few chances from Mark Williams, but he's just not been able to capitalise. He's not found his stride so far today. We know he can play. He's beat Matthew Selt, Ben Wollaston. He's had some good scalps in his very short career so far. Still only 16 years of age. But 4-1 down in a race to 6 against one of the game's greats is not an ideal place to be.
No, and now he's going to have to hit one because he can see one full, I'm sure.
Far miss. Mark Williams 4.
So their warning's going to come, I think. Referee Zhang Tao.
Yeah, and he's going to have to get the warning in quick, isn't he? Because looks like he's gearing up to play the same shot again. Again, you only have to see a red full in the face here. You don't have to see both sides of it.
Yeah, the warning has come there. Has to hit one, otherwise it's 5-1. That's the bottom line.
And I'm pretty sure he didn't realise that he could see one. I think the referee's just explaining this rule to him now. The reds can't cover a red because they're all the on ball. Well, Mark's saying no, but he can definitely get through to those reds. Yeah, the referee has just pointed to there. That's the red that you can see full in the face, regardless of the reds around it.
Well, to me, the referee's made the decision and he's got to play the shot.
Yeah, and I mean, we're pretty much right down the line of it as well, and to me, it looks clear. I can't understand what the argument is here, and the fact Mark's got up and said no, I'm quite surprised by that as well. Well, don't underhit this. I mean, whatever you do, just hit a red. Yeah, he's done well.
It is 5-2 to Sijia Wei, and he's in front already in the next as well, so could be a rematch with Luca Brissell after their semi-final Crucible last year.
Yeah, Wang coming off the one cushion, left a little red for Mark Williams to go at, made easier by the fact he was cueing down on it and the cue ball was going away from the red. Had that been straight, the push shot could have come into play, but he's played it nicely. Now, does he go blue into the pink? He's got a couple of reds in open play that he can play for. Doesn't need to go into them, but he's got the perfect angle should he wish to. Yeah, he's tried to screw around the pack there. I'm not sure about that one. He looked perfect to just get them open at that time. It was a chance to just open things up. It's cost him because it's end of break.
Mark Williams, 6.
There's little moments like that that Wang's just got to pick up on. Not saying Mark played the wrong shot there, because had he have missed the cannon to the pink, he'd have been perfect on the two reds above the black. But it was possibly a missed opportunity to just open the frame up. One that Mark would usually perhaps have taken.
foul. Mark Williams, 4.
So the safety shot from Mark has presented another chance at a long red for Wang. Again, this type of shot he's got to fully commit to. Really give it everything. Oh, he got close. But again, the way he's played that shot, the pace on the cue ball was always heading back towards the baulk area, so you know, he's definitely lacking a little bit of confidence and self-belief out there. Just the execution of some of his shot selections has been visible to see how he's feeling. Oh, what a shot that is from Mark.
1.
Well, pick that one out.
Mark Williams, 1.
Yeah, then overcut the black. The fact he's taking the shots on, though, makes him dangerous from his opponent's perspective.
One.
Well, it's going to have to be the blue if he's going to continue. Big shot.
Yeah, good strike. Nice sound as well, always pleasing to hear that as a player. He takes his time over the shots, doesn't he? He almost looks like he's talking himself out of them at times, but he struck that one nicely. And that one quite the opposite. He had to play that with a lot of pace, a lot of reverse side as well. Made that pocket very small.
Yeah, he's been inconsistent, hasn't he? He's been getting in and then losing his way. Still no significant breaks really to speak of. Gonna have to change soon. Williams still displaying patience, just trying to set up some sort of scoring chance.
And even in situations like this, when Wang is faced with a safety shot, he's got to play it in such a way that he tries to force a mistake out of Mark. Try and make Mark push the boat out. Because at the minute, Mark's happy to just keep chipping away at Reds and, you know, keeping things tight, playing the long game. He's got the advantage in this match. Doesn't need to do anything daft, whereas Wang has got to push the boat out at some point. He's got to try and make something happen. And if he can gain the upper hand through a safety exchange, which is a lot easier said than done, it gives you a glimmer of hope. Now, has he left the tempter near the pink spot to left middle? I think he has, and I can't see Mark turning this one down. He's so good at this type of shot. Well, he's missed it. Or has he? Oh, dear me. Just when your day is going bad enough for Wang, the last thing you want to see is Mark Williams getting the flukes as well.
One of the worst things about flukes is that the audience enjoy them, so they're all smiling, but Wang isn't smiling, is he?
Yeah, it's a proper sickener, that, when you see that as a player.
5.
Because it just looked like the red was starting to come away from the cushion as well, but there was just enough, or just little enough pace on the red to keep it in.
6.
And there again, you see how quick this table is playing. The conditions do look really good so far today. That's ran on a good few inch.
Yeah, so just roll it up to the blue.
Mark Williams, 6.
He is good, though, accepting when things go wrong. I mean, there's a few players there would have really been devastated by that, but again, patience.
Yeah, it's really difficult. It's a great attribute to have that, isn't it? Because as a player, it's so tough in those moments to just accept that it's the end of the break. You know, players are often, myself included, have tried to push the boat out at times when really all you need to do is just take your medicine, as Mark just did there. Just keep it tight. That's all down to experience, just using his experience. Just fully accepting the game for what it is. You know, sometimes the balls dictate, which, to be fair, so far this morning, this afternoon, they have been. So it's been a little bit stop-start, hasn't it? Been not a lot of fluency to this match so far. But again, Mark it just highlights how Mark is feeling and his thought process out there. Just accepts things for what they are. How much of a personality trait do you think that is, Dave? You know, a lot of players, the name that comes straight to mind is Ali Carter in that situation. He wouldn't shy away from showing you what he was feeling, and he'd be really sort of busy around the table to try and keep the break going. Mark, so nonchalant, just floats the white in behind the blue, just accepts it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different, aren't they? That's the first thing to say. So everyone is built differently as he fails to get to the Reds again here. I think that's why he's so hard to beat, actually. The fact he doesn't betray how he's feeling. The fact that he can just get on with it. OK, it's gone wrong. I'll get you in trouble.
Yeah, and I think snooker players in general, they often give off a persona, don't they? That everyone's different again, but Mark's persona is very much laid back and this carefree approach. look, let's have it straight. He does care. He wants to win. He's a serial winner. He wants to bury you out there in the arena, but he gives off this demeanour that he doesn't, and it can be quite intimidating, that, can't it?
Totally, yeah. It really can. Yeah, we saw last season when he came good. He came really good. That British Open, he actually got snooker in the last frame against Mark Selby, which is as rare as hen's teeth. And then, of course, he came back in the final of the Tour Championship from 5-3 down to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan, which is, you know, no easy thing, obviously. So the 2 titles he won, he really deserved to win. That's a terrific red from Wang.
1.
Would have liked a little kiss.
Yeah, great red from Wang. Played it confidently, but again, look at the pace that he's played it with. Every long red he's gone for, he's played it to land the cue ball pretty much on that baulk cushion. You know, if he just takes a fraction of pace off that, he's got yellow or brown to middle at least. Really do too much with this one, just trying to chip off the reds, get the cue ball tight on the baulk cushion if he can. And that's a pretty good pace. And he's cut off the main cluster of reds near the black spot.
Reminder, the winner placed Judd Trump, who of course won 5 ranking titles last season, including a couple here in China.
Yeah, Judd, another player that's never lifted this title.
Another terrific long red from Mark Williams.
And that's the danger. Look at where the cue ball is. If you fail to get that cue ball into deep baulk against any tour member, never mind Mark Williams, hand on table, it's unlikely that red ball was going to go anywhere other than hit the back of the leather. Yeah, and he's played that one well. He was uncomfortable there for him. Really stretching over as a left-hander, but he's played it nicely. Screwing off the reds, back out for blue, and he's got top side as well. You can see just how quick this table's running. That looked like it was going to pull up short, but he's landed perfect.
Two.
Still, though, a bit stop-start.
Williams.
It was a promising opening. It didn't come to much, so 38 in it.
Yeah, the shot from the blue was so poor, wasn't it? You know, his cue ball over that left side of the table, he wanted to be 3 or 4 feet away from where he landed. Such a mistake that from Mark Williams, one that we're we so rarely see from him. You know, and he has shown a few signs of emotions out there this morning. He's definitely not overly pleased with how he's performing. He's gifting away chances, which, you know, for any player is not nice to do. But the difference is, so far, he's not been punished for them.
8.
No, I mean, he's sort of in no man's land here after that last shot.
I think the fact that Mark hasn't been punished that's played its part in the intensity for Mark Williams. He's certainly not been up completely on it so far in this match. Been a number of times where he's been under no pressure at all, and he's played a bad one by his standards. And that's probably down to the fact he maybe somewhere in the back of the mind he feels that he just isn't going to get punished. So that's where Wang is under pressure to really sort of deal that blow to Mark.
Another big blue. Yeah, nicely done. He was doing the frame there, he missed that. But now he's got to carry on and really
14.
punish the last Mark Williams error. Just show him something here
15.
that he can recover in frames and make the most of chances.
Yeah, he needs to pop pink here, and then the red closest to the black to left corner. Just open that black up into this corner pocket, and then really the frame is pretty much at his mercy because there's nothing safe. The sooner he can just tidy up this frame, the better.
Twenty-one.
Yeah, so now we can just stun the pink in, play for that red now.
Twenty-eight. 29.
So he's got options here. He's got a little angle on this black. He can float the cue ball in for red to middle pocket. Could play it to the corner bag as well. Quick switch to right hand.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be such an issue these days, does it? Changing hands.
36.
It's once a big story.
Yeah, he's played that well. He's absolutely perfect on this black now to just float the cue ball in
37.
across the right side of the table. And he's got options of which pocket to play the red into. He just wants to be nice on it, really, to make getting on his next colour as easy as possible. That's pretty good.
44. 45.
It was a little tentative, wasn't it?
50.
Oh, he nearly ran up
Xinbo,
short,
50.
didn't he, on the blue? He sort of quit on it, going down for the yellow. Although he left himself the perfect angle on this yellow to get over to the green, but he's missed the yellow. So on we go.
Well, this was the ball, the green, of course, that ultimately decided the last frame. As I say, it's been a close match, really, but it could end up still being 5-1.
Mark Williams, 2.
Straight away he's in trouble.
Yeah, this is where the game can just be so crippling at times. You've got the yellow there to just stun over for the green. It was a natural angle, and now he's in behind the black and in trouble. Oh, he's caught it. Where's the cue ball? Yeah, he's okay. Just Wang's body language when he was facing that yellow from the blue, he sort of knew he didn't hit it quite well, but he was still on it, and he was sort of shaking his head at the fact that he hadn't hit the blue well, and he was almost still in the mindset of the previous shot when he was playing the yellow. Didn't set himself properly for it, didn't really give it fully the concentration it needed.
Well, this time's a shake of the head from Williams as he's in a snooker himself.
Foul. And a miss. Xinbo, 5.
Yeah, big misjudgment that, the one cushion. Didn't really get close to that green. He's trusting a little bit to luck here, Mark. He's trying to play this with a little bit of pace to try and get distance between cue ball and object ball after contact.
Xinbo. Four.
Oh no, he's hit the pink. So 21 in it, 25 on. Another foul, and well, if it's a 6-point foul, he'll need a snooker. 4-point foul, he can only tie. But equally, he's got to get the green safe.
Yeah, and the green's actually not right here because the 2 cushion escape was on for Mark. The green wants to be, or is it the pink that's moved? I think he did catch the green actually when he come down and cannoned the pink. No, I think the pink, no, that's not right. The pink was on its spot. The green needs to be over. Definitely flicked the green during that escape. Yeah, the pink was on its spot. It was the green that's moved.
Yeah. See the little circles, which obviously help. Well, he should do. Yeah, Mark has worked this out.
Yeah, because originally the 2-cushion escape was on the side cushion, top cushion. Mark did look at that and then opted to play the 1-cushion. The green just wants to be slightly beyond the pink. That looks right. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. As you say, regardless though, he needs to make sure he hits this now, does Mark Williams. And he has done. And has he got it safe? Well, he's got a chance to pop this green into the left middle. That's all he needs.
Yeah, 21 in front, so green 24 with 22 on. Of course, he missed the green in the last frame to the other middle of its spot. Playing the snooker.
Well, I'm so surprised he's played that. Okay, he may have got the snooker, but surely you've got to play the shot to try and win the frame. Stranger things have happened in this game. That green could have gone in. As it happens, it's gone safe. So this frame is still very much alive. I just wonder if the balls will come back to hurt Wang from that shot selection. He only needed the green.
Tom Ford has pulled a frame back, so it's 5-3 to Si Jiahui on table 1. Well, he did have the chance at the green, he didn't take it on, and now this frame is out of his hands.
Yeah, and this is just a massive lack of experience from Wang, because the game will crucify you at times if you don't take your opportunities. And as you say, he had that chance to the green, into the middle. I can't believe he refused it, because, okay, he may have laid the snooker, he did, but you could pretty much guarantee that Mark would hit it and get it safe. The balls have a funny way of punishing you.
Wasn't the easiest brown there off the cushion, but he's knocked it in. So this feels like the big shot now. And it's not in. That is a massive reprieve for Wang. Xinbo.
7.
Yeah, and obviously it runs safe.
Got him, as you can see.
Yeah, again, Mark just turning the screw, isn't he? Using his experience, knew that pink and black were both big target balls. Playing the side to side there. Had to catch it right, though, because he could have left the blue on.
So, just the blue needed. He would have been on the pink here, Williams. but the Blues stayed out.
Yeah, it was a big shot, wasn't it? Very thin, but at that pace, it was always going to stay close to the pocket, and in it goes. So this really has been a massive reprieve for Wang, because I was sure the balls were going to punish him for that shot selection on the green to middle a few moments ago, but not to be. He's still in this game.
Yeah, 4-2. So Williams still 2 away. Mark Williams, we're trying to find a bit of fluency, I think. He's just all a bit stop-start at the moment. Wang Xinbo hanging on.
Firm 7. Wang
Can
Xinbo
Wang
to break.
continue the comeback?
Yeah, he's certainly still got a chance, hasn't he? He's still in the match. He wants to keep Williams away from 5 for as long as possible, ideally. When you've got that 2-frame cushion, you feel like you've still got a chance, but I just get the impression that from what we've seen so far, he's got to go through the gears a little bit more, Wang. He's got to find a bit more rhythm out there. When he gets in, he's got to be a little bit more clinical. As for Mark Williams, though, again, if he comes through this match, he's got a big meeting with Judd Trump in the next round. I can't imagine Mark will be too impressed with his own performance so far today. Started off, the first frame was pretty good, but after that it's been, well, I would say below par for Mark Williams. He would have probably come into this game looking at it as a chance to get his hand on the table, try and find a little bit of form, you know, get used to conditions as well. All that helps him over Judd Trump, who will be playing his first match. But Mark hasn't yet done that today. There's still time though, of course.
Yes, he made a 98 break in the first frame, Williams, so the signs were good, but since then it's been a little more disjointed. And Wang, his highest break is 50. Well, again, he screwed the white back for some safety, but this red is on.
One.
Yeah, nicely done. Screws the red into the middle. Played it well. So far from an easy chance, this. Black is well and truly out of commission for the time being. Pink is available into 1 or 2 pockets.
6.
But there's plenty of loose reds for Mark to chip away at.
7.
I think he'd like to finish this game on a high, wouldn't he? If he's going to come through this match, he wants to go out with a bang, just to give himself some positive thoughts going into that game against Judd Trump, should he win this game. Because as I say, a lot of the time, the players, you know, they're looking for that performance, aren't they? And
Sure.
it's all well and good coming through your matches, but there's that little bit of doubt in the back of your mind if you haven't played well to come through,
13.
that perhaps you may come unstuck in the next round. Of course, it's not always like that. One day to the next can be completely different. That's the beauty of this game.
One thing's for sure, he's always been a good traveller, Mark Williams. That China
19.
opening one here back in 2002, he actually went back-to-back with a ranking event in Bangkok, Thailand as well. So, you know, for 2 weeks he was pretty much unstoppable.
Taking the chance to play a little holding cannon. Just try and open things up around the pink spot, because as I say, the black is well and truly out for the time being. So good at those little cannons, isn't he, in cute little areas, Mark. Just floats the cue ball around. All very controlled. Well, the pink respotting doesn't help. So there's going to be back up for blue or bought colour now. The longer he keeps this break going, he's quite happy to leave those high value colours tied up. Because as I say, there are a few reds available for Mark that he can just keep chipping away. He's happy to keep going up for the blue.
35.
Just try and build a strong lead in this frame.
36. $41. 42.
Again, just look at the control from the last two shots. The blue he's played just to drift past the two reds with check side. Played it to perfection, that red, with a little bit of reverse side to get top side of blue. All these shots look very easy, but they're not. Take
47.
years of practice, developing your skills, getting a touch out there. Just makes the game so easy for you.
48.
If you're never far away from your next ball, if you're perfect on it. That's why these guys are so good. But again, that time did come up the wrong side of the blue, and without even a second thought, looking at his advantage in this frame, 48 points to the good, pink out of commission, black out of commission, and then choosing to put the blue safe as well.
Yeah, because it's gone from a match he looks certain to win to one that's more in the balance of 4-2. He's not going to give Wang any sort of gifts.
Flick on the yellow from Mark's safety shot has helped him a little bit. It's quite thin, this red now. but he's got it.
Boost 2.
So is the cue
This
ball
is
gonna come
Eurosport
out past the
UK.
green?
Boost 2.
1.
This is
No,
Eurosport.
so break is only going to come to 1. Yeah, he's doing the right thing here, just having a little look at his options because he can promote the yellow, which is currently safe. Nestling up in behind the green isn't necessarily of much value. Bring that safe yellow off and still leave the cue ball pretty tight to the cushion.
Wang Xinbo, 1.
Yeah, I mean, there were 4 safe colours there, so at least he's got 1 off the cushion. Looks like Si Jiawei is going to get the job done against Tom Ford, who needs snookers there in the 9th frame. So barring that, it's going to be 6-3 to Si Jiawei.
And C will not be on Tom Ford's Christmas card list because they've played a few times before and Tom is yet to beat Si Jiawei, and every time they've played, Si Jiawei just never misses against him.
I think he's a big occasion player, isn't he? And it's going to be a fascinating sort of rematch with Luca Purcell. Just over a year on from that very, very dramatic semi-final at the Crucible. You can hear the applause. That's match is done. So 6-3 to Si Jiawei. You say it's all over bar the shouting. Well, there was the shouting.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? The atmosphere is incredible, and having someone like Si Jiawei in the draw for the next round can only be a good thing for the event. Still very young himself, fantastic talent, home support as well. And this is where it's so tough to try and create an opening from someone like Mark Williams. Happy to leave the 3 reds safe on the side of the table was Mark, and then just choosing to put another one safe. Every time you come to the table, you just feel like you've got no option. You know, it can be quite easy to sort of lose your rag out there and, you know, have a lack of patience. Try and just force the issue. Well, it's created an opening because that's a mistake from Mark Williams. That was a poor safety shot. Again, trying to be quite delicate, catch the red thin, keep them safe.
Yeah, it looks a bit more promising now, this table. Black and pink available. A couple of reds out in the open. So he can certainly get back into the frame. But 47 behind, he's left a chance at this red. Williams needs a couple of reds here.
One.
Well, absolute granite. The black would have been in the way of the red off the pink to the left corner, so he just puts the brown safe. Sort of rocking the frame to sleep.
Yeah, and that perhaps tells us how Mark Williams is feeling as well. You know, he's not happy to take any liberties out there. He's showing a lot of respect to his opponent, which is good to see. Because yes, he's 4-2 in front in this match. Still a heavy favourite to come through, of course, but anything can happen out there. He's being a proper professional here.
One.
Well, it's been a bit of a masterclass, hasn't it? He got in front and then he just controlled things. Good red with ball safe. There was less pressure on it. That black should make it 5-2. It's one of those frames that, you know, wasn't heavy scoring, but he was firmly in control of it all the way through.
Nine.
So he's going to need one more frame to set up that all left-handed affair with Judd Trump. Trump has just, he misses that, but
Mark Williams. 9.
57 to the good, 43 on. Yeah, Wang has seen
End the
enough.
frame.
So as I say, it was
Play against the
Mark
best
Williams
players,
to break.
test themselves, see where the game's at, and if you win a title where the best players are involved, you've fully earned it.
So we're underway in frame 8. Mark Williams hoping it's the last frame. He leads 5-2 against Wang Xinbo.
Just wonder if now his back's up against the wall, Wang, whether he can just relax a little bit more. For me, he's looked a little bit stressed so far today. Just you could see his demeanour around the table, his body language at times. He just doesn't really fill you with a lot of confidence. But it's been a big moment for him, a big occasion. Be nice to see him just show some battling qualities here. Try and fight his way, keep his hopes alive in this match.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of the safety battle, Williams has been far superior, so maybe just have a go if he gets a chance at one. Try and loosen up a bit.
Yeah, I think that's been the key, really, hasn't it? He's almost tried to outfox Mark Williams at times, which, you know, is a pretty pointless task, really, because he's one of the greats, isn't he? But I think, you know, play to your strengths, Wang. He's obviously a brilliant scorer. We've seen some of his stats from previous matches that he's won as a wild card on the World Snooker Tour. He can score when he gets in, and that's obviously his strength. He's a young player, aggressive player, and as you say, it'd be nice to just see him throw his arm at a few here and try and get something going.
Well, there's a red to go at here. Well, he's trying to hold for the black and he's missed the red, so let's see how costly that will be. Quite a delicate shot he's played, or tried to. Bit lucky to leave Williams hampered.
Yeah, to be fair, can't fault Wang for playing that shot there on the red, trying to just drag the cue ball and hold for the black. It was the big shot. It was the tougher shot to play, of course. You know, if you play that red at a bit more pace, you probably don't miss it. But he would try to take the opportunity there to get nicely in amongst them. Can't fault him for that.
Well, despite being hampered, Williams has spotted that red, so let's see how far he gets here as he attempts to push himself over the winning line.
Six.
What Mark would do for a one visit here, just to see himself off in this match.
7.
Just give himself some positive thoughts going into that game against Judd Trump. Because, you know, if Judd's been watching this match, which I'm sure he'll have had one eye on it, he'll probably be quite pleased with how we've seen Mark perform so far today.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tournament, of course, only with 2 tables. There's no sort of back tables. No one's hidden away, so every performance is there centre stage.
I suppose you could look at it one of 2 ways, can't you? You know, it's energy conservation for Mark, get the job done kind of thing today, and that's what it's been. You know, he's played the right shots at the right times and he's kept it tight. He's kept Wang under a lot of pressure and, you know, asked Wang to push the boat out and answer the questions. He's not been able to, so I suppose Mark's not really been tested. But as a player, you do still want to put a performance in.
13.
So I suppose it can work both ways.
14.
Yeah, he's here to do a job, but I'm sure he will feel he's going to have to up his levels against Trump if he does come through. Going to be a fascinating match, that. Because we've not seen Judd Trump since Jack Jones beat him in the quarterfinals of the World Championship. Whole narrative around the Crucible was it's going to be O'Sullivan, Trump, the 2 players of the season in the semis. Well, it wasn't. It was Bingham v Jack Jones.
Yeah, it was incredible, wasn't it? The whole World Snooker Championship campaign was just, from start to finish, just so gripping. You know, there were storylines left, right and centre. You couldn't predict it in the end. Obviously, Kyron Wilson coming through, winning his first world title. Of course, he'll be here in action. That this event, you know, was the event that really sort of kick-started Kyron's career, wasn't it? So it'd be great to see him back here as world champion.
Yeah, he's going to play either Barry Hawkins or Zhou Yunlong. Meanwhile, Wang, Xinbo just watchful here, wondering if he's going to get back to the table. Yeah, he played the big shot, fair enough, but it could be costly. And Mark Williams, as you say, would love to just end with a nice 1 visit to put the match to bed, because certainly at 4-2, you know, it was getting close, and a couple of close frames. He won 1, he lost another one. So, I mean, it could have been 3-3.
34.
Yeah, absolutely. Had Wang had been just that little bit more clinical when he got in, it could have been a completely
35.
different storyline. But, as all great players do, Mark's found a way. It's not been pretty at times. It's been quite granite, in all fairness. He's got the job done, bar any daft mistakes in this frame, because the balls are absolutely
42.
perfect for him here. 5 reds really in open play that will be more than enough for Mark to get over the line. That's a poor shot he's played there. He's gone much too far for the black. Quite thin now, having to play a cannon, and it's made the difference. Mark's played a couple of that type of shot so far today that, under no pressure whatsoever, just lost his cue ball out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's annoyed. He's annoyed. It's not the miss, it's the previous shot to leave himself low on the black. So, Wang does come back to the table.
Yeah, it just come completely out of the blue, didn't it? Cue ball just drifted on. You can see Mark in his chair. He's, you know, he's not shying away from letting us know how he's feeling. He's disgusted with that one, and I'm not surprised, because it was a big, careless mistake. And there has been a couple of them so far today. Wang needs to step up now, try and grasp this opportunity. It's do or die for him.
9.
I think it's worth reiterating as well, you know, still only 16 years of age, Wang. He's got the world at his feet, if you like. He's obviously an exceptional snooker player. Doing it out there in the big arenas is, you know, what sorts the best from the rest, I suppose. But he's going to have lots of experience playing in these big events in the years to come.
17.
Well, this is now a good chance. He's got all the reds in play. So it's about composure, really.
$24.
He's got to
25.
not look too far ahead here. He's probably looking at the table and thinking, oh, this is a great chance to win this frame. It's important, I know, cliche as it is, that he just takes one ball at a time, because, you know, his rhythm hasn't quite been there so far today, and just needs to make absolute certain of every pot at the minute. Just keep himself
72.
going, keep himself at the table, keep chipping away at the score, and before you know it, you've got frame ball. Just doesn't want to play anything daft here. Just keep it nice and easy.
33. $40. $41.
So this is probably the key shot in this little clearance for Wang. He needs to find
48.
himself a nice angle on probably the pink to get nice in behind that red.
49.
Would love to be able to just sort of screw across the face of it for the red into the left middle pocket. Yeah, didn't quite have enough angle to do that, so it's going to be red to corner now. So, big shot.
55.
Doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball. Just put all your efforts into potting this red. He's going to be on the pink if it goes in. Just needs to steady himself. Yeah, very well played.
Yeah, this is his highest break of the match, and certainly he has looked composed in making it. So now just got to put it away. The pink will put him 19 in front, so yellow and green as well. And Mark Williams was going well, but he just left himself that little cut back black, which he missed. And he was
62.
annoyed as he went back to his seat.
Yeah, this has been brilliant from Wang, really showing us his battling
64.
qualities, digging deep here when it matters most. This to keep his hopes alive in this game, and again lay a marker down to Mark Williams that if you make a mistake, I am going to punish you.
Yes, every credit to him. Very
67.
assured contribution, this.
Yeah, brilliant.
71.
16 years of age, he's showing a lot of heart here. Great to see. It's not easy to do this out in the
76.
arena. You know, he's probably feeling a little bit depressed about how the day's gone so far, but he's still in it. And this will give him a lot of confidence.
82.
Yes, Wang just illustrating what a terrific talent he is with this break. With his back to the wall, he's produced something special. Very nicely done. A clearance
89.
of 89.
And the frame.
from Wang Xinbo to keep the match alive. Mark Williams had the chance, he didn't take it, and his lead is cut to...
Frame 9. Wang Xinbo to break.
So 5-3, see Mark Williams, it was 5-2. Ooh, but when you made it such a great break, that's the last thing you want to do, is catch the blue, the break-off.
Oh, that is such an error early on in this frame, because he's left the red for Mark straight away, and it was the last thing he wanted to do. Gift Mark Williams an early opportunity to sort of right the wrongs from that previous frame. So Mark looking to get the blue straight back on its own spot as quickly as possible. It feels the red would be hampering him somewhat, so choosing the yellow instead. Struck it nicely, struck it very well.
Yeah, as I say, he's seen everything in this game. I mean, that last world title he won in the final session, John Higgins made a series of unbelievable breaks against him, clearances, and, you know, in theory he was bang under pressure, but he didn't show it. He just responded. He could have won 18-15, but shrugged it off and won the next frame.
Yeah, the thing that stands these guys apart from the rest is mindset, isn't it? Because, you know, everyone can play the game, we can all make 100 breaks, but doing it out there in the arena and when the heat is on, you know, things don't always go to plan out there, but mindset is so key. It's very easy to be consumed by negative thoughts out there in the arena, but Mark Williams is one of the best of just sort of brushing it aside and, you know, cracking on with the next frame. And, okay, he was gifted this early chance from Wang's poor break-off. But again, straight away, back in and looking like he's found a good bit of rhythm again, Mark. So purposely left himself low on this red at the back of the pack, the one that's detached.
18.
Be going into the reds, bringing some into play. Well, he's just pushed the one into the open. Didn't try and play that with too much pace and risk losing the cue ball. Oh, it's such an inviting pack to go into from the pink. May have just come up a tad straight on this red. Yeah, so he couldn't get top side, so he needs to play one good shot here. Just to navigate his cue ball in and out of balk. Now this really is key.
33.
This is the last of the loose reds. He needs a good angle to get into the pack.
Thirty-four.
Brilliant attempt. Now how's his luck? He's got a red. A little bit trickier than he would have liked.
39.
Didn't quite catch the pack as thick as he would have liked. But again, just gets down and knocks them in, doesn't he?
40.
Fantastic shot. Now you can see the crowd in the background. They've all got the phones out videoing this, and rightly so, because, you know, you're witnessing one of the greats of our game. It's a privilege to be in his company. They're all absolutely loving it.
$45.
Well, he was 43 in front in the last frame and broke down, and here 45. Misses that red.
Williams, 45.
You can see it's finished awkward.
Oh, that's a big mistake. I was going to say, it was looking like there's a couple of reds that are close to a plant in the middle of this pack, which is why Wang chose to play the containing shot. They were close and Mark's got it.
One.
Couldn't get back to balk there, Wang, because he would have left that plant for Mark, but getting the double kiss left it anyway, and now surely this could be close to the end for Wang in this match. He's battled hard. He's not put in a performance, you know, that he probably would have liked. He's had to really scrap his way through some of the frames, but he showed some real heart and fighting qualities in that last frame to pinch it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was 3-0 down and hadn't really done much in those 3 frames. You sort of thought 6-0 was a possibility, but he has fought hard. It's all been experience for him. He's just got to now just focus here in case there is another chance. But it's going to have to come very soon.
11. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs another red, so he's going to have to come with the next 2 shots. He's on this red, I think. As I say, it'll leave Wang needing snookers. It's been a great experience for him, of course, to play Mark Williams. And it was a terrific 89 he made in that last frame.
18.
But as he's done on so many occasions in his career, Mark Williams finds a way. He's found a way to come through today. Okay, there's been a few errors, but he's into the next round.
Yeah, Mark Williams, I don't think minds sort of how he wins. He's started with a 98. Been a few tactical frames, close frames. He just wants to get to 6 and set up a meeting with Judd Trump. A tasty
24.
one in the last 16. Well, there's no way back from here.
Mark, your name is 24.
So Mark Williams then, the 3 times world champion, starting a new season at number 9 in the world rankings, gives a thumbs up to the crowd.